My songs make even less sense if I decide to tell you what my songs are about. The Mr. Petty in there, I always have kids come up to me, 50-year-old kids, come up to me and ask me, is that got something to do with Tom Petty? It's like, no, it was Norman Petty wrote me a letter one time, wanted me to come to Clovis, New Mexico. He's the guy who produced the Buddy Holly records, among other great things that he did. But he wanted to be sure to tell me in the letter that I played country music, in case I did not know that. In fact, it had not occurred to me, I got to say. But not only did I not go to Clovis, I don't think I even answered his letter. So, some of my career moves are not the smartest. Remember I told you that my songs aren't really songs, they're just whatever. Either what somebody says to me, what my grandmother would tell me in her wisdom, or what I read in the paper. And if the facts don't suit me because I don't rhyme, I'll just change the facts a little bit. In this case, some of the changes are not my fault. Hank Ballard told an awful lot of stories about where he got the song, The Twist.
Oh, yeah.
But one thing, every version that I know of that he told, every single version of that story, he got it from Tampa. He was in Tampa, and that's where the song and the dance came from. And I got to tell you, I've spent a lifetime watching rock and roll shows from the time I could get my mother to take me to the shows when I was 5 and 6 years old. I'll change a lot of my stories. I'll tell you, you ask me what my favorite song is, I'll tell you one song today, and I'll tell you something else tomorrow. I'll change my mind. But this doesn't ever change. The best show I've ever seen in my life was Hank Ballard and the Midnighters. Hank Ballard came through Tampa on a Chitlin Circuit show. Pushed his way up through the crowd in the very first row. Little girl in a red dress recognized the vocalist, and he asked her, "What's it they're doing?" She said, "That's a twist." He shook his head, he rolled his eyes, and he made a mental note, and he went back to the dressing room. He sat down and he wrote a dirty song for the Midnighters. They had this show. Made up a dance for when they got back to the Apollo. Back in New York on a bill with Little Willie John, Big Mama Thornton, Bo Diddley, and Dinah Washington, Hank signaled the Midnighters with a flick of his wrist, and they drove the crowd crazy when they started doing the twist. Teardrops on My Letter was the name of the song. B-side was The Twist, and it didn't take very long for the rhythm and blues disc jockeys of the day to figure out which side of the record to play. Hank got a lot of miles out of the song and the dance, but a young Dick Clark wasn't about to take a chance. Found himself a hack named him Chubby Checker. Pulled his finger out of the pie with a #1 hit record. Piece of crap. Decidedly inferior copy of Hank Ballard's masterpiece. Up until then, rock and roll had consisted of Elvis, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Bo Diddley, Fats Domino. Suddenly we had all the Bobbies. Now I'm not going to tell you that this was the beginning of payola. We'd had payola as long as we had had drugs, as long as we had had whores. This was big time payola. Right about this time, Alan Freed was in jail where he belonged. But ABC Capitol Television had hotshot attorneys. And they got Dick Clark off with a slap on the wrist. And Chubby Checker's record that I'm complaining about, it was on Cameo Parkway. Ugly record label, orange and yellow, Philadelphia, imagine that. 50% of it was owned by the mafia. That was the good 50%. Dick Clark owned the other half of Cameo Parkway Records. And the publishing on the song, The Twist, was owned by Dick Clark. And these people who were taking over rock and roll because they play on American Bandstand, they weren't fit to carry Chuck Berry's guitar case. Fabian. What was his talent? The one I hated the most, Frankie Avalon. I still worry about what he was doing within that. This might have been the end of rock and roll as we knew it, but something that Dick Clark and the other crooks hadn't thought of came along. The Beatles, the British invasion. They brought us back our own rhythm and blues and hillbilly music. There's nothing that Dick Clark could do about it. He had to change his hairdo and pretend he liked them. Just like Elvis, they never went on American Bandstand. And I try to forget all this crap if I could. But once a year I gotta watch all those ads. Dick Clark's rocking New Year's Eve. How long does the son of a bitch have to be dead before he can't rock New Year's Eve? Say, don't you feel bad talking about that? No, I never liked him. I hate Dick Clark. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Take me by the hand. Come on, twist, yeah, baby, twist. Oh yeah, just like this. Come on, little miss, let's do the twist. You should see my little sis. My little sis, she really knows how to rock, and she knows how to twist. Come on and twist, baby, twist. Oh yeah, just like this. Come on, little miss, let's do the twist. I don't like him, but I don't really hate him, especially now he's dead. So. I've got pictures of us on stage with him at the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg. Is the Bayfront Center still there, or is it just got a different name?
Who are you talking about? Is that the Stress?
Dick Clark.
Is that the Stress?
No, that's in Tampa.
No, that's in Tampa.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I can't tell. There are dreams that fill your head. There are dreams that touch your heart. Your dreams that haunt your soul, they're dreams that fall apart. The earth moves, the heart stands still. I never burned like this before. I guess I never will again. In these dreams, she was always leaving. Now she's always coming back in these dreams. And it seems I'm always dreaming, I'm always scheming. My heart's come apart at the seams. Bar refinery, holding my heart. Time was once on my side, and now it tears me apart. In these dreams, she was always leaving. Now she's always coming back in these dreams. And it seems I'm always dreaming, I'm always scheming. My heart's come apart at the seams. Fight the karma, brings me to my knees. I traded dignity for hope. I'm begging, mercy please. In these dreams, she was always leaving. Now she's always coming back in these dreams. And it seems I'm always dreaming, I'm always scheming. My heart's come apart at the seams. In these dreams, dream, dream, dream. Your dreams that fill your head, they're dreams that touch your heart. Your dreams that haunt your soul, they're dreams that fall apart. Dreams that touch your head, they're dreams that fill your heart. They're dreams that haunt your soul, dreams that fall apart. Dreams that touch your head, dreams that fill your heart. They're dreams that haunt your soul, dreams that fall apart. Dreams that fill your heart, dreams that haunt your soul, dreams fall apart.
Why do you pick a pink guitar tonight? Just question.
It's just a fashion statement, that's all.
Oh.
Had I known that it
We have a
would
red
bend all
one.
out of tune like this, I would not have done this to you.
Oh, it's out of tune?
No, that's
We have a red one at home just like it.
it. Really?
You sound great.
Thank you. Well, you must be drunk.
Oh, we're having a good beer.
Where was I? Oh yeah, back to more stuff out of the newspaper, and this just changes all the time. I have friends ask me, well,
Hey, who's gonna drive you home to Tampa tonight?
I'm fine. I'm drinking coffee for God's sakes.
My wife's a dedicated driver.
Yeah, you know, I'm drinking coffee. I'm
We
drinking
go to
coffee.
the Pink Piano and get drunk.
What do you say? Well, while we're on my fashion accessories, how about my pink paper wallet? If this won't get a man beaten up in Lakeland, I don't know what will. Remind me if I stop at a convenience store on the way out to get my money out of my wallet before I go in. Anyway, I have friends who ask me from time to time, well, do you want to meet Jerry Lee? And I say, no. If there's one person I'd be afraid of, I mean, he looks like somebody's great grandpa. When they push him out now in the nursing home, he's got on one of those white terry cloth bathrobes. But as soon as he sits at the piano and you look in his eyes, it's still Jerry Lee Lewis. But his daughter sent the message to me one time. One of his daughters, Phoebe, sent a message and said, you tell Ronny Elliot that's not what happened. This is another one of these stories where I've heard so many versions of, there are certain things that we don't know what happened. But something happened. It's kind of like the UFOs in New Mexico. We know enough to know that Jerry Lee Lewis had one of these misadventures. The bloodshot eye behind a golden lock, slurring that southern drawl. Bullet in the chamber and the derringer's cocked, the caddy spinner through Graceland's wall. Pulled himself from behind the wheel, hollered for everyone to hear. Get that son of a bitch out of the bed tonight. Tell the king that the killer's here. It's 2 a.m. Memphis time. Elvis is lost in dreams. Jerry Lee's on a lost soul bench again. He clears his gun and he screams. His heart's pumping, scotch and speed. The brave won't be bothered with fear. Get that worthless waste into the gate tonight. Tell the king that the killer's here. You treat me like the devil, and him like some saint on high. Hell, I'm no angel, but I'm a pretty nice guy. That's a real Jerry Lee quote. The southern sky's wet and dark again. No charges were ever filed. Yeah, but the cops in Memphis share a know and grin. Don't ever get Jerry Lee Lewis riled. They hauled him down and sobered him up. He asked him with an evil sneer, anybody have the balls tonight to tell the king that the killer was here? Why don't one of you boys run up to the house and tell him that Jerry Lee Lewis is here? Tell him I've come to talk about salvation in Jesus Christ, the real king of rock and roll. Hey Elvis, you know, I'm a taxpayer here in Memphis. I've never seen so many police cars in one place at one time in my whole life. Gesundheit. You might want to take my AAA card. I seem to have damaged the front end of my arm. I'm going to need something to drink. Hey Elvis! Somebody go up there and get Elvis Presley. Tell him that Jerry Lee Lewis from Faraday, Louisiana is here. Right place at the wrong time. Whatever it is, right place, wrong time, wrong place, right time. I'm going to need something to drink too. Tell him I've come to talk about Sam Phillips and Son Records and RCA. real king of rock and roll, real rock and roll. Hey, Elvis! Hey, Elvis! You ever screw your cousin? Boy cousin. Hey, Elvis! Anybody ever buys my records, I guess I'm going to have to send a check to AP for that. I don't know.
A joint Damn You Maggot, Asper Lounge production in association with Stuck in the Vinyl Again Records, an exclusive imprint of Sarcastic Cheeseburger Pictures.